Welcome, travelers. Today we're starting a fun contest to find out which are the 10 most beautiful cities in Italy. Each city will try to win its spot on the list by showing off all its charm, history, culture, and best-kept secrets. This list will surely amaze you. On this trip, we're going to crown the number 1, but we won't do it in a boring way. This is a real beauty contest for cities. We'll go from number 10 Ferrara all the way to the big winner, which you'll find out if you watch until the end of the video. I promise you, by the time we're done, you'll have more than one new place on your dream travel list. Let's start. In 10th place is Ferrara, a city that often gets overlooked compared to big places like Rome or Florence, but it has a special charm. Located in the Emilia-Romagna region, Ferrara is known as the City of the Renaissance. Its city layout was designed in the 15th century by the important d'Este family, making it one of Europe's first planned cities. Here's a fun fact. Ferrara was one of the first places to be called a modern city because of its organized layout, and that's why it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site today. Some of its main attractions include the Grand Estense Castle, surrounded by moats filled with water, and the Cathedral of St. George, which is like an architectural museum mixing Romanesque and Gothic styles. Ferrara also holds records. Did you know it's one of the cities with the most miles of bike paths in Italy? It's no surprise it's called the City of Bicycles. As for historical figures, Lucrezia Borgia, one of the most mysterious and powerful women of the Renaissance, lived here. Ferrara shows that you don't need to be a huge city to be on this list. Just history, charm, and an unforgettable Renaissance feel. In 9th place is Verona, the city of eternal love. And yes, we're talking about the place where Shakespeare set the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. Juliet's house, with its famous balcony, still draws thousands of tourists who leave letters and padlocks as a sign of love. But Verona is much more than a romantic story. Its Roman amphitheater, the Arena di Verona, built in the 1st century, is still standing and hosts shows and operas that attract visitors from all over the world. It's one of the best preserved amphitheaters from ancient times. But in Verona, you must visit the city's cathedral, the Basilica of San Zeno, where, according to legend, Romeo and Juliet secretly married. You should also see Piazza Bra, Piazza dei Signori, Ponte di Castelvecchio, Arco dei Gavi, the Basilica of San Lorenzo, Porta Borsari, and the Cathedral of Santa Maria Matricolare, better known as the Duomo of Verona. And speaking of famous people besides Shakespeare, who, though not born there, made it immortal, Verona was the birthplace of figures like the Renaissance painter Paolo Veronese, whose last name is a tribute to his city. With its mix of Roman history, Shakespearean romance, and modern festivals, Verona truly earns its place in this competition. In 8th place, we have Siena, the medieval jewel of Tuscany, 75 kilometers from Florence. Walking its cobblestone streets is like stepping back in time. Its heart beats in the Piazza del Campo, one of the most beautiful squares in the world, famous for hosting the Palio di Siena, a medieval horse race held twice a year that turns the city into a unique spectacle. Historically, Siena was a powerful rival to Florence during the Middle Ages, and that rivalry left its mark on its architecture and culture. Siena Cathedral, with its stunning black and white marble facade, is one of the masterpieces of Italian Gothic art. But in this complex, you should also climb to the dome, visit the baptistery, and the Museo dell'Opera del Duomo. As a fun fact, Siena holds a record. It's one of the few cities that has kept its medieval layout intact for centuries, making it a true open-air museum. As for famous people, Siena was the birthplace of Saint Catherine of Siena, one of Italy's patron saints and a doctor of the church. Siena has also been home to great artists and painters like Duccio di Boninsegna, who was a key figure in the Sienese school of painting. With its medieval atmosphere, living traditions, and spirituality, Siena shines in this ranking as a city that seems frozen in time, yet continues to attract thousands of visitors today. 7th place goes to Pisa, known worldwide for its famous Leaning Tower. This bell tower, which started being built in 1173, began to lean almost right away because the ground wasn't stable. Today, after several restoration projects, the lean has been fixed, and it has become one of the most photographed tourist spots on the planet. Pisa was a powerful maritime republic in the Middle Ages, competing with Venice and Genoa. That golden age left behind the Piazza dei Miracoli, where, besides the tower, you'll find the cathedral, the baptistery, and the monumental cemetery. This whole area is a World Heritage Site. But in the city center, don't forget to visit Piazza Garibaldi and Palazzo della Carovana. As a fun fact, Galileo Galilei, the father of modern science, was born in Pisa. and it's said that he did experiments from the Leaning Tower to prove his theories about gravity. Pisa holds another record. It was one of Europe's first universities, founded in 1343, and today it's still a respected academic center. With its mix of science, maritime history, and a monument that defies the laws of physics, Pisa earns its spot on this list of the most beautiful places. In sixth place, we find Bologna, known as La Dotta, La Grassa, and La Rossa. The learned for its university, the oldest in Europe, founded in 1088. The fat for its delicious food, home of Bolognese sauce, and the red for the distinctive color of its rooftops. Historically, Bologna was a center of learning and culture during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. Its university, one of the oldest, attracted figures like Dante Alighieri and Petrarch. One of its biggest attractions is the porticos, miles of covered walkways that let you explore the city on foot, protected from the sun or rain. So much so that in 2021, they were declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Famous people are plentiful here. Guglielmo Marconi, the inventor of radio, was born here. But in Bologna, you should also visit the Basilica of San Francesco, the Cathedral of San Pietro, the Basilica of San Petronio, the Sanctuary of Santa Maria della Vita, and the Two Towers. If you find this content helpful, please subscribe to help this channel. Fifth place goes to Naples, the vibrant city in southern Italy, famous for being the birthplace of pizza. Overlooking Mount Vesuvius and the Gulf of Naples, this city uniquely blends chaos and beauty. Naples was founded by the Greeks and later became a vital center of the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. One of the most dramatic events occurred in 79 AD, when the eruption of Vesuvius buried the nearby cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, now two of the most visited archaeological sites in the world. Among its attractions are the Egg Castle, the National Archaeological Museum, and the narrow streets of the historic center, which is a World Heritage Site. As a curiosity, Naples holds a Guinness record. In 2016, it made the world's longest pizza, over 1,800 meters long. The tenor Enrico Caruso, one of the most famous opera voices, was born here. And Diego Armando Maradona also left an eternal mark on Napoli Football Club, becoming an almost religious idol. Naples is pure passion. Music, gastronomy, traditions, and an energy you won't find anywhere else. In fourth place, we have Milan, the economic and fashion capital of Italy. But Milan is not just runways and business. It's a city with a Roman imperial past and an impressive artistic legacy. One of its symbols is the Milan Cathedral, a Gothic cathedral that took more than 500 years to build. Another icon is the convent of Santa Maria delle Grazie, which houses Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. Milan was home to the powerful Duchy of the Sforza, patrons of the Renaissance. The Sforza Castle still stands as a reminder of that era. You can also add to your tour the Galleria Vittorio Emanuelis II and the La Scala Theatre. Milan hosts Fashion Week, one of the most important events in the industry worldwide. Among its historical figures is St. Ambrose, one of the four great fathers of the Church. And among the contemporary, Milan was the adopted city of Giorgio Armani, one of the most influential designers on the planet. Milan shines for its modernity, but also for its ability to combine the old with the avant-garde. Third place goes to Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance. Here, geniuses like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Botticelli, and Dante Alighieri were born or worked. The entire city is an open-air museum. The Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore with its dome designed by Brunelleschi, the Ponte Vecchio over the Arno River, and the Uffizi Gallery with universal masterpieces. But it would be unforgivable not to visit the Palazzo Vecchio, Piazza della Signoria, and especially the Accademia Gallery, where you can see Michelangelo's David. Florence was dominated by the Medici family, great patrons who promoted art and science. A key fact was the banking boom of this family, which made Florence the financial center of Europe in the 15th century. Florence holds a record. Its dome is still the largest brick structure ever built in the world. Besides the mentioned artists, Florence was the birthplace of Dante Alighieri, author of the Divine Comedy. And in modern times, tenor Andrea Bocelli has a strong connection with this Tuscan city. Florence is beauty, art, and spirituality. It's not just a city, it's a living history lesson. In second place is Venice, the city of canals. Built on more than 100 islands and crossed by bridges and gondolas, Venice is a place that seems like fantasy. Its history is fascinating. It was a powerful maritime republic for centuries, controlling trade between East and West. The Doge's Palace, the Basilica, and St. Mark's Square are witnesses to that splendor. You can sail along the Grand Canal and take a photo on the Rialto Bridge. Venice celebrates Carnival every year, famous for its masks, with roots in the 13th century. That's why Venice is in the Guinness records for the largest mask festival in the world. It is well known that the traveler Marco Polo departed from here on the Silk Road. And in the artistic field, composer Antonio Vivaldi was born in Venice, giving us immortal works like the Four Seasons. Venice also faces a negative side, its gradual sinking and frequent high tides, which threaten its future. Even so, it remains one of the most visited and admired cities in the world. And we reach number 1, Rome, the Eternal City. No other city can boast of having been the heart of an empire that dominated much of the known world. Among its monuments are the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Pantheon of Agrippa, and Vatican City, where St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel are located. To complete your tour, remember to visit Piazza Navona, Castel Sant'Angelo, climb the Spanish Steps, and walk through the Trastevere neighborhood. Rome has been the scene of momentous events, from the legendary founding by Romulus and Remus to the center of Christianity with the popes. As a curiosity, Rome has more than 1,500 fountains, a world record, and every day thousands of coins are thrown into the Trevi Fountain. Rome was the birthplace of historical figures such as Julius Caesar, Augustus, and Constantine. But Rome was also home to artists like Raphael and Caravaggio. Today, Rome remains one of the most visited cities on the planet, a mix of glorious past and modern life. For all this, it truly deserves first place in our ranking. And so we come to the end of this journey through the 10 most beautiful cities in Italy. From peaceful Ferrara to Grand Rome, passing through the romantic canals of Venice and the immortal art of Florence, we've seen that Italy is a true living museum. Now it's your turn. Which of these cities would you put at number 1? Do you think Rome deserves the crown, or would you give that honor to Venice, Florence, or perhaps a lesser-known gem like Siena? Leave your answer in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next trips. Remember, traveling is not just moving from one place to another. It's living stories, discovering secrets, and creating memories that last forever. See you on the next adventure. Ciao, travelers!